Is this the best Spider-Man game ever made? Gameplay-wise, yes.
The old group was small, cautious.
Narratively, no. That's not to say that the story sucks, but I just don't think anything will ever top Spider-Man 2018. I feel like this story is more like spectacle than it is heartfelt. Parts of this game remind me of Uncharted 4, because in that game you'd have flashback sequences with Nate and Sam. In this game, you have a flashback sequence with Peter and Harry.
I've also been tutoring a high school kid. He's can neither confirm nor deny.
And to riff on that a little more, in Uncharted 4, you infiltrate a base wearing a tuxedo, and in this game, you infiltrate a base wearing a tuxedo. What's up with that? So many big set pieces, lots of flashy moments. The story mixed elements of King in Black with Web of Shadows with Kraven's Last Hunt, and also threw in Miles' side story in there, like, God motherfucking damn! There's a lot going on. With all the advertising, I thought that like Lizard would play a little bit of a bigger role, other than just being a boss fight, but yeah, he was just a boss fight.
Looks like dinner is served.
This game was supposed to be like an adaptation of Kraven's Last Hunt, and Kraven was supposed to be one of the big bads of the game, and I feel like it kind of just fell short. Like honestly, I feel like Kraven is the weakest part of this story. Like for a main villain, this dude is not really given that much character at all. When compared to the last game's villains, Mr. Negative, Doc Ock.
Even when it hurts like hell. Peter, where are you going? Peter! Peter!
Hell, even Tinkerer. This dude is just ass, I'm not gonna lie. Bro just pops out of nowhere, has little to no backstory, and he's like, oh, I want to die spectacular death. I have the cancer. Bruh. Yeah, they just didn't really do a lot with Kraven in this story, so I just really didn't care about him. He was a cool boss fight though, I did enjoy that. I also don't understand the criteria you need to meet to become one of Kraven's targets. Like he always says that he wants to fight a bloodthirsty predator that will match his strength and give him a glorious death. So he picks people like Scorpion. Like okay, you know, yeah, that makes sense, I get it. But then he picks people like fucking Shocker. Like why Shocker? This dude just robs banks. Like why are you picking this guy? Or Vulture. A geriatric guy in a fucking bird costume. Like you really think this guy's gonna give you a run for your money? Black Cat. Oh my gosh. She does crime. She steals stuff. Yeah, she'll definitely give you the glorious death you want. But Spider-Man? Oh, no. Spider-Man's too weak for Kraven. Like this game shows that Kraven goes in depth to gain knowledge on his victims. And for some reason, he doesn't decide to go for Spider-Man. Kraven could have literally done his research, found his identity, found the people he was close to. You know, that would have been in character for Kraven. And then he could have provoked him and then got him to fight him. But for some reason, that thought never crossed Kraven in this game. They really just made Kraven a fucking idiot in this game. Like, I don't understand. So yeah, I just thought their take on Kraven's Last Hunt was kind of shit in this game. But Venom, you know, Venom makes up for it, I guess. Venom fucking murks Kraven, both narratively and literally. When compared to Venom, Kraven just feels like an afterthought. Venom on his King in Black type shit, like he just got introduced in this game, and he's already OP as fuck. So in this game universe, he's basically like Null, cause he's trying to take over the entire Earth. At first, the concept of Harry Osborn Venom sounded really stupid, but I actually think they adapted it pretty well. The whole like heal the world with the symbiotes thing I thought was dope. So whoever cooked that up in Insomniac Studios, give that guy a raise. Actually, anyone who was involved with the Venom shit, A+. Whoever worked on the Kraven shit, God. It was refreshing to see Norman Osborn actually care about his son for once. In the comics, the Marvel editorial staff hates Peter Parker, but it seems like in this game universe, the team over at Insomniac hates Harry Osborn. This guy lost his mom to an illness, gets sick with said illness, has to get put in a containment chamber with an alien symbiote, finally gets let out, his disease is in remission, starts a foundation to help people, realizes he has superpowers because of the symbiote, and then his best friend dies. And then he revives his best friend by giving him the symbiote, and his disease comes back. His best friend promises to give back the symbiote so his disease will go away. Then his foundation gets destroyed. His best friend then proceeds to get corrupted by the symbiote and says, I'm not giving it back. Then he comes to his senses, takes off the symbiote and says, we need to destroy it, effectively killing him because that was the only thing keeping his disease at bay. But then he gets the symbiote back, and it takes over control of him. But then he gets out of it, and then he's in a coma. Like, damn, bro, this man Harry cannot catch a break. But I was genuinely surprised when you were able to play as Venom. Like, I didn't think that they would let you play as Venom in this game. That was one of the things I actually wanted, like, on my wish list for this game. Because I love Ultimate Spider-Man. I was bricked up during that entire section of playing as Venom. And they gave him an entire, like, move kit, too. And a boss fight. Like, it wasn't just like a, oh yeah, punch a few people kind of thing. No, he has an actual, like, move kit. So it seems to me like they're setting up the framework for a standalone Venom game. But I don't know how they're gonna go about doing that, considering Venom got annihilated at the end of this game. And he also doesn't seem like the anti-hero type, considering the fact that he wanted to take over the entire world. But that could have just been Harry's mind influencing the symbiote. This game also serves as a passing of the torch to Miles as the main Spider-Man, which I'm fine with, you know. Give Peter a break, like, give Peter a good, happy ending story, bro. Peter is getting shit on in the comics and the movies, like, let him have this, man. Also, let's address the elephant in the room. This suit is ugly as fuck, like, this is probably the worst suit design I've ever seen in my entire life. When this suit first appeared in the game, I actually almost threw up. Like, why did they feel the need to randomly change his entire suit during the third act? I don't understand. This suit was introduced in a cutscene, and I kid you not, I literally have recorded footage of me changing the suit after that cutscene ended because it's just so bad. Bro is wearing 4D Adidas shoes. Like, who let the artist cook? Now that I got the story parts out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay. Hey. That rhymed. As far as gameplay is concerned, they didn't reinvent the wheel or anything. Like, it's more of the same, but better. The two Spider-Men obviously share the same base moves, but their unique abilities make them feel different. Each Spider-Man has two sets of abilities. Peter has access to the symbiote as well as spider arms, while Miles has access to Venom abilities and bioelectricity. Now, I didn't really use the spider arms on Peter, I used the symbiote abilities. And let me tell you, the symbiote abilities make you feel strong. Like, his hits feel meaty. He also has a surge mode, which is similar to like God of War Rage, where you press both thumbsticks and he just goes to town. So when you're using the symbiote, it feels like Peter is really good at single target damage.
I have a shot.
For me, you shouldn't have.
On the flip side, it seems like Miles excels at crowd control because his electricity chains onto like everything, and his, you know, when you press in both thumbsticks, he has a big surge of electricity that just kills everything on the screen. And that was one of my concerns with the game. I was wondering how they were going to make both Spider-Man feel interesting to play, as well as how they were going to handle Peter, considering he has less powers than Miles. Overall, I think they did a good job though, because even though they have the same base moveset, they definitely feel like different characters. The swinging feels a lot faster in this game, the web wings are awesome. It's a lot easier to gain momentum in this game, especially with the new slingshot feature. You can also slide on water in this game, like the traversal is just cranked to 11. Unfortunately though, the enemy and NPC AI is still as stupid as ever. I kicked this bitch in the water and the game registered me as like defeating them, but you can clearly see they're just swimming there staring at me. Here's the clip of me saving civilians, and I'm stuck in a QTE right now, but the enemies are just mobbing me because they have single brain cells and I guess they just can't wait their turn. It's really goofy looking. It's especially noticeable in stealth sections when I can just bait the enemies into walking wherever I want with my web shooters and then just take them out one by one. This should not be possible. Like, look how stupid this is. Like, how do you, as a henchman, how do you not look up and notice this stuff happening? Like, this, Batman games figured this out like 10 years ago. I don't understand why stealth is still ass in these games. Mary Jane sequences are improved from the first game. Near the end, she turns into like John Wick. Unfortunately, the AI is still just as stupid as ever.
Stand by. Out cold. Search the area. Might have a read on the girl. How can this be?
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way.
Like, that was an actual clip I recorded. I experienced that firsthand playing the game. Let that sink in. Why do they keep trying to do stealth in these games? Either improve the AI or just don't, because it's stupid. I get that world-ending events happen like every week in Marvel's New York, but you'd think the citizens would show a little more fear. How is this guy just casually strolling down the sidewalks of NYC, watching Spider-Man get fucking chunks eaten out of him? Like, I just don't understand. Fix your fucking AI, Insomniac, what the hell? Oh look, it's Spider-Man fighting a gang of enemies. I'm just gonna stand in the middle of the crossfire because why not? I just saw a dude fucking fly over my head, but you know, I'm just gonna keep walking down the sidewalk. Alright, buddy. A couple things to note that are weird is that they removed suit powers. Why? I don't know. I guess to streamline the game more, but I kind of enjoyed unlocking a new suit and having a new wacky power to use with it. So that kind of sucks. They also completely removed the gadget wheel. There's only like 4 gadgets now. And while I understand that, you know, most of those gadgets were useless, it still added some fun variety to the combat. You can like goof around with the anti-gravity thing, but you know, you can't do that anymore, so bummer. Also, boss fights got a major glow up from the first game. There's actually a health bar now. There's multiple stages of the boss fight. There's arena switches, and you can parry now. Mr. Negative got a major glow up in his boss fight in this game, and honestly, he low-key kind of felt like a Dark Souls boss because I had to like parry and dodge. And I was getting like 2 shots on normal difficulty because I didn't upgrade my character that much. Unlocking new suits is arguably one of the best parts of these games, and honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but I'm complaining. Now, it sounds like a lot to ask for them to bring back all the old suits into this game, but realistically, it's not that hard for them because they already have all the assets. But from a business standpoint, you know, it makes sense for them to not release all of the suits because they can lock them behind new content. But yeah, I mean, it's not really that hard. Like, modders add new suits, and they don't even have, like, they have to rip assets from other games or like create entirely new models, and they do this shit for free. So them reusing assets is not that hard of an ask. But honestly, I would be satisfied if they just did a few things differently. First of all, there's too many goddamn MCU suits. Who is using this, by the way? I don't, like, actually, who is using this suit? I genuinely want to know who's rocking this suit, because you're fucking stupid. The Raimi suits take up 2 different slots when it easily could have just been 1 slot. Considering the fact that they introduced the color palette swap feature, you're telling me this couldn't have just been a color palette swap? You really needed to waste the suit slot to add the same suit just in a different color? Are you kidding me? Also, the color palette feature is disabled for any of the movie suits. That is incredibly lame. And also, they have like 3 different Spider-Verse skins for Miles and approximately 1 for Peter. And it's not even Peter, it's fucking Spider-Man Noir. They don't even have a fucking Peter B. Parker Spider-Verse skin for Peter Parker. Are you kidding me? But perhaps the biggest sin and the alternate costume selection of this game is the fact that they didn't include the big time stealth suit. The one suit that actually had different colors, they didn't even put in the game when they had the new color palette swap feature. And you didn't put this fucking suit in the game. This seemed like a no-brainer. Like, I genuinely was shocked that this suit wasn't even in the game. But this shit made the cut? Are you... I would like to dedicate this last segment to all the bugs and glitches that I faced while playing the game. Now, you know, surprisingly, the game is decently polished, considering most AAA games nowadays are dog shit. But I did experience 3 crashes while playing. I'm sure these will get ironed out as the game's lifespan gets older. But yeah, I just felt like I needed to mention that. Oh yeah, there's also gonna be some random goofy clips in here too. Not all of them are glitches, I lied. I don't know how no one noticed that this light is not even attached to anything. Like that's pretty embarrassing considering this is also like the opening section of the game, so.
Cover the door. The beast could be anywhere. You have no idea.
Whoa, Spider-Man is so cool.
Glorious prey.
I can't wait to test out my new symbiote powers.
What the craven cares.
Fuck.
Let me tell you how this is all gonna go down. State-of-the-art rides. Okay, let's head to that first checkpoint.
This girl I went to college with visited last week. Had no idea how to
Checking in at the checkpoint.
See, this bike mission is cool because you can turn into Ghost Rider.
Level stuff.
Yeah, whoever's behind them has a ton of resources. Miles thinks he saw their leader. Some kind of big game hunter.
That's I don't think you can do that, man. Holy shit, they just ran him over.
Crystal time.
Yeah, you know, usually when you get one of these crystals, you're supposed to get like a prompt where you press both triggers and you break it open and it plays a voice memo. But instead, it just zoomed out and, you know, I wish I could say this was edited, but it's not.
Come on, New York. Keep it together.
Beginning text-to-speech call with Haley Cooper. The kids at the hospital love the flowers. Thanks, Miles.
Hold up. How'd you know it was me?
They were labeled Order for Music Man. Not very cryptic.
Oh, well...
Foundation didn't end up going the way I'd hoped, but there's still no one I'd rather have tried it with. I bet by the time you get this, we'll have already started a new foundation. Just me and you. From scratch. Go us.
Alright, finally finished all the experiments. Can't wait to see what new suit I unlock.
Oh, one last thing. I got a little something for you. We're in good health. Love you.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Come on, New York. Keep it together.
So yeah, plus 5 points for the fun combat, plus 5 points for the fun traversal, minus 1 point for the stupid AI, plus 10 comedy for the stupid AI. So yeah, you know, despite its flaws, I would say that this is probably the best Spider-Man game ever made.